Hello, I'm Otto, and welcome to episode 24 of my Factorio 2.0 guide. So in the last episode, we set up the blue circuits, squeezed it right in next to our research labs, which are chugging away. We set up blue and blue science, and did I say circuits again? Oh my goodness. So we set up blue science, and in the episode for today, we are going to be setting up advanced oil. So I'm just gonna go grab the 30. You know, we can get rid of these too. We don't need any more steel chests. These are all kind of wasted, and it's really unfortunate that we made that many. I remembered to set that up to 150. That's fantastic. I don't remember doing that. Oh, and our solar panels are chugging along. So one of the things that you are 100% gonna never have enough of is the piping. We need a bunch, and we are going to be using lots in this episode. Hopefully that's enough. So let's hop in the car. Whoops, I just turned it in the wrong direction. It would have been fine. Yay, we have learned something. So you know how I said we weren't going to worry about stone bricks? Once we get into trains, that's one of the first priorities. We do not have a good supply of stone coming in, and we do not have a good game plan for supply of stone coming in, so yeah. That is why stone is going to be one of the first things that we need to tackle. We're draining this stone over here for landfill, which, to be fair, we could probably just cut this off and then get this stone over here as well. But anyways, advanced oil. Here, the night vision going in and out. So we have not researched advanced oil processing yet. Let's just move this up so we can get this show on the road. Oh yeah, that's gonna go really fast. Okay, so for advanced oil processing, we need, so this one is petroleum gas, this is for light oil, and this is for heavy oil. I hope we have enough room here, because I can never remember exactly how much room we need, or even like the exact placement on some of my chemical plant placements. But hopefully we line everything up. If we don't, it will become it's very apparent very early whether or not we set everything up right. Let's see. I actually took a picture, so I know exactly where this needs to be lined up. This will split our first chemical plant. So this needed to be offset from this by a single tile. Good thing I took a picture of it, right? Okay, so we have our advanced oil processing. So what is advanced oil processing? So up to this point, oh no. You know what? Hold that thought. So we're gonna do something. We're gonna do a couple of some things real quick. We're gonna grab some pump jacks, and we're gonna tap a section to the south, and we're gonna grab some of these as well, some of the speed modules. This is the first time you know what I did say, that first place we use the speed modules is in speed modules. So I just placed control clicked these into here, and that increases our speed by 20% and 20%, so 40%. You can see the speed increase. Over on the right hand side in the description, we went from a crafting speed of 0.75 to a crafting speed of 1.05, 40% increase, but it does double the necessary energy requirements. So that's one thing to be aware of, and our power is half-ish. We've gone up to 57, so we've gotten to about half, so we need to remember to pay attention to that. But we have some oil fields down here. I say some oil fields. It's basically nothing. There's 5. We have taken a look at this before. I love how the trees die. Like, as you start polluting, the trees start just killing off. Yeah, so there's 5 here. So we will use these to kind of add 2. And if you remember, I prefer to try to aim them in a central line, or get to the point where they can meet in a central line. It just makes life easier, that's all. Oof, these lined up very nice. That is rare. You know, what else would be nice if they lined up? We'll drag this one. We'll see if this lines up. So we're gonna do that and then see if this... No. We'll see how this lines up. Oh, right down that one. This is gonna go not far enough, so let's just manually push that. And then we need to get this to the bus on the second one in from here. This is not gonna work. We're gonna have to force this one in. Yep. Ooh, that is not good. We're gonna move this guy. And then we can get the oil. That's not gonna work. Oh no. If we put this one here and spread this one out, then we can bring this one to here, and then this will be fine. We don't need oil going in the right direction, like no more oil in the right. This is all going left. Okay, so let's move this to here. So now that's gonna be there. We're probably gonna have a pipe extent problem soon. We have 284 out of 320. This will probably not work for us. It still says 284, so I don't... Okay. We need to get power down to these guys. This is going to end up being probably a little bit longer of an episode. I did not think about these guys down here and whether or not we needed to tap them. What is the closest power over here? Everybody's good? Everybody's producing? We're gonna throw some speed modules into these guys. That's the... and then we're gonna go over to the other ones and throw speed modules into them too. Once they start running out, they're basically useless, so I just tossed some speed modules in them. And... ooh, we're already there. Because they're always producing something, so if you just utilize the speed modules, they will get you closer to what you needed for your oil. Alright, let's go back to the oil. Okay, what were we talking about like 5 minutes ago? Advanced oil processing. So what is advanced oil processing? So we've been using basic oil processing this whole time. So basic oil processing just takes crude oil and turns it into petroleum gas. Advanced oil processing lets us create not just petroleum gas, but also light oil and heavy oil at the cost of also needing water. So thankfully we thought ahead and we have water coming in. So we're just gonna control right click and shift, shift right click and shift left click all the way down the line. So if you remember when we set up oil, we intentionally left a lot of openings here. Did I just... what did we miss? I was about to say, I knew there was a robo port that was going to be in the way, because when you set up beacons, you start from the robo port and work your way out. So, we have light oil coming out and we have heavy oil coming out. The heavy oil has to actually come out like this. The light oil, we should just be able to line up in a line like this. So this will come all the way down and feed into that lane. And hopefully this will allow us to fit beacons in if necessary in the future. So let's take a look at that. So this is our cutoff. So beacons are just barely touching. Let's do this in map view or remote view. So the beacons would probably start here and then from here go up. Not this one and not this one. That one's touching, so we would have beacons like this, and then it would also touch these, so this is far enough out. And then, oh, you see that? They just happen, they all line up. That's awesome. We're gonna remove these, because these are, we don't need these anymore. We know just don't take up this middle section unless we have to. So the heavy oil is coming in this way, which we know we already have room for. And where's the last one? Here. So then heavy oil here. Heavy oil basically only serves one purpose. The basically sole purpose of heavy oil is to be converted into lubricant. So let's take a look at heavy oil. Sorry, let's take a look at lubricant, which we just finished. Perfect. Lubricant just needs heavy oil. How about that? It is a 1-to-1 ratio. So for every 1 heavy oil, we can produce 1, or let's just say 10. 10 heavy oil, we can produce 10 lubricant. So how much oil are we producing? We have 10 of these. We are producing 5 heavy oil per second, so 50. We could technically have 10 lubricants. You could have 5. I think that it's better, like, you don't need that many. You probably don't even need 3. Like, we're gonna leave it at 4. For now. We'll just leave it at 4, that way if we ever get, you know, lubricant hungry, we know what we're doing. Okay, so we need a place for lubricant to come out. So these will all match up like this. I think this is how we're doing this. We need a way for petroleum gas to come out, so I think lubricant might be... I think we might have to do lubricant like this. We know we can pull it around if we need to. So this is heavy oil, this is lubricant. We need a way for light oil to come through. And we need a way for petroleum gas to come through. Light oil, we can probably... Tell you what if we did this instead? Now that I'm looking at it. Can I squeeze petroleum gas out of this? No. I need to connect these, so if I connect this here, then I can't get petroleum gas out here. Okay, so we're gonna bring that out just like I had it before. We're gonna have the light oil, any light oil that, sorry, I'm thinking ahead. Any of the light oil we have, we're gonna feed back into this line and we'll have the light oil come down here. So that means this will be fine going out like this. We're gonna get a pump like we have there. We're gonna get a tank there. Oh, we didn't grab tanks. No. All right, that's fine. So this will be our lubricant. I still need petroleum gas to come out. Can I? Maybe something like that. And then light oil can do this. Okay, I'm sorry. Enough thinking ahead. Okay, so when heavy oil cannot create lubricant, we still need to break it down, because if this gets clogged up at all... Oh, we just thought about... we didn't actually bring in the water. Oh, we are so gonna run out of these. And we're gonna have to redo our lights. Oh, it gets so dark. Oh my goodness. Night vision is activated. That means there's enough light for... Wait, what? There's enough light to get solar, but there's not enough light to leave it deactivated. Whatever. Okay, sorry, we keep having all these problems. Welcome to Factorio. It's a problem-solving game. So that's gonna feed our petroleum gas. That we should have... It should have come in through this, but you know what? It's okay. That is not a big deal. So when your heavy oil can't move here, it still has to be able to move. So we have to be able to break this down. So you definitely use a lot more petroleum gas and light oil than you do heavy oil and lubricant. So we need a way to this is going to be heavy oil. So when these are not in use, we need a way to have heavy oil dump. So that's where this comes into play. So we know that we can... Oh, that's probably too many. We know that we're creating 50 heavy oil per second, so we really only need like 3 of these. And they will produce extra light oil. The light oil we'll need to at some point insert back into our light oil line that's behind our chemical plants. We're probably not going to worry about it for now, but it will look something like this. I know this is kind of a waste, but whatever. And I suppose, depending on where the heavy oil comes in. Alright, so heavy oil needs to come out to at least here. Let's just go ahead and, we'll just go ahead and put these. We need heavy oil in. We need water in as well. This is another one of those situations that kind of sucks. We're going to have to push this back by 1 tile. I do remember doing this before, so we're going to Control X. Control V. Did that line up right? Yes. And thankfully, my stuff is not set at maximum distance, so we need water in. We need water pretty much the entire way down. I need to get water in as well. So these, let's figure out how many of this we need. Okay, so we're producing up to potentially 45 per second from here. These use, okay, so this is a 1-to-1 from here to here. These use 15 per second. We're producing 9 per second. from the refineries. So that's 90, and so that is 5 extra ones. So let's say we need probably like 8 of these. We have 9. Do we want more? We're going to be doing a bunch of beacon stuff over here. We could probably set up for more. Actually, we could probably set up for another one of these just in case. Let's do that. I'm going to extend this down. Make sure we can get our water in. And that's fine. This will also need water, so water will need to come down this way as well. And it's gonna look like that. The light oil can just be plugged in wherever it is needed. And then the light oil can come out here. Pump. Boom, boom. Yes. So this is petroleum gas, lubricant, and light oil. We do not need to export heavy oil to anything, but we do need to import some water. We also need to figure out how to get the light oil. Oh, wait a minute. This was all... So the light oil created from these will go out here. They do not interfere with anything. And then under here to this one here. So it's really nice because when you scroll over something that has a pipe connection, everything else lights up. So that's a huge plus on being able to like kind of see what's going on. So then as a matter of fact, and here we can see that we still need to make these connections. You know what? I was gonna... Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna delete these. We do not need these. This was a bad idea. We're gonna connect it to one of these. So let's just... Right. We'll just bring this in here and then underground it to here, and that still leaves room for our beacons. Now these will push that into this piping. So that is all lining up. We just need water in over here and then power, and we are good to go. What are we at? 23 minutes. We are making excellent time. So let's go get some storage. Because I, you know, don't ever grab much because we don't ever use it. What else did I destroy over here? There was an inserter on... There it is. Sorry, little buddy, I almost took you out. Oh, how did that one... What? Anyways, where were we? Pipe? We need pipe? I made a bunch of pipe. We need more pipe. Well, maybe not more, but... Oops. What else was it? These. I'll take half. That's what got me into trouble last time. I should have taken all 10. Man, that stone brick. Just barely chugging along. Okay, and then we need water. We might have to revamp our water at some point, because it's... Note to self, do not line these up like this ever again. Not to say that, you know, never again, but I will try to have them a little bit out from wherever my combinators are. Or how about this? I can line them up with this pole, and then they'll be fine. Start here, work your way back and forward. So we're probably getting, like, if everything was using the water that it needed, we would probably not have enough water. So the only reason why we have so much is because of the lack of use, but you could always add more, like this, and have like 5 and put them together. And then once you got to the point where you needed to extend it, which we did here, you would just have 5 of the water pumps, or 5 of these pumps kind of stacked together. Let me just show you what I mean by that. So you'd have to, like, fluid throughput is throughput unlimited. So if I had 5 of these, let's just go out of the way. If I had 5 of the offshore pumps, anytime I needed extra pipes, I would have to connect them all together like this, power them all like this, and then this would go and that would go forward. And this continues on with whatever quantity of force going through the pipes that you had on the starting end. Otherwise, you are completely limited by the speed of this pump, 1200 per second. Okay, so let's get some power in here. We are going to do some more things later. We will be... You know what? Let's just do it now. I need a pump. We want to make sure that we can... No, we'll do it later. So I'll just kind of explain what's going on. The pumps act like a... They pump, they move things from here to here if we were to insert one here. It also acts as a valve, so if it doesn't have power, it'll just shut off. And if it has circuits making it shut off, circuit networks making it shut off, like, we can control the flow with a pipe. Let's just put it that way. So in the future, we will want to... Whoops. I think I'm safe on this side. In the future, we will want to try to limit the amount of oil going out. We want it to make the lubricant that we want first. Let's just do it. We're 27 minutes in. So if I hook these up and attach it to a line, I can see how much lubricant there is and what color wire it's on. So it's on the green wire. So I have 1300 lubricant in these storages and down the pipeline. Basically everything that is connected to it from the pump on, which if I remember right, is how that works. So I'm going to put at the last point, at the last junction, I'm going to take a pump and tell it that it needs to push everything that way. So we need to connect the green line to this pump. Now this pump is connected green, and we can see what the signal count is coming into it, along with if we place that on any other power lines leading into it. So we want to tell this pump, we want you to enable if lubricant is less than, nope, enable if lubricant is greater than, let's just say 20,000. We can do 20,000 or 20k, they both work. Now this is disabled and it is preventing any more heavy oil from going in this direction. So this kind of makes a blockade here and allows all the heavy oil to stay here to make the lubricant until the lubricant is, you know, at the capacity that we want, and then the pump will reactivate, allowing it to process the heavy oil into light oil. So we need to place some lights. Not Like, it's kind of slim pickings over here. Let's go to the other side. We have to be careful on the other side, though, because we don't want to, again, put it out here with the beacons. If I just did that... Alright, we're just kind of randomly placing them down. We just need to be able to see every now and then, right? It's fine. Alright. Okay, so let's look at some research before we take off. So we are going to be, what is the next episode? The next episode, ooh, yes, controversial. We are going to have an entire build dedicated to electric engines, and that might seem odd, but it'll all make sense in the long run because we are setting up for future success, right? So we want electric engines. We want flying robotics for flying robot frames, and then here it is. We get to have our robots finally. We're doing construction bots first. And then if you want, you can do the personal roboport. I feel like we need to get to this. We need to get to the substation. So I'm going to do that before I get to the personal roboport. And from here, we can probably just keep adding stuff as we need for, you know, uranium mining, the electric furnace, LDS, lower density structure. These three actually here, these are the building blocks for rockets. Like, we do need more stuff than this for rockets in the base game, but this is your biggest, like, in Space Age, if you get the DLC, like, these things are going to be shoveled into the rockets for rocket parts every time a rocket launches. Anyways, let's end it there. Yeah, so in the next episode we will be making an electric motor build, which we will be placing over here by Blue Science. We will need to get materials for that before we come over here, but it's not a crazy build. Actually, it's about the same size, and conveniently it looks very, very similar. So yeah. Anyways, so I'm gonna leave it there, and I will see you in the next episode, Electric Motors. And thanks for watching.